4 years ago, I waved goodbye to my wife and grandchildren to undertake a long pilgrimage. The Camino de Santiago de Compostela, 800 kilometers long, that ends at the burial of Saint James the Apostle, who was buried in Spain. I felt the need to strengthen my faith, and by taking the pilgrimage, would have once again felt my relationship with God. I met hundreds of pilgrims from many countries. I met Kei, that prided himself for having walked 60 kilometers in one day, but then confessed he did it by Jedi power, as he put it. And Yuji with his wife Momoko, Japanese who had come to walk in the aftermath the powerful 2011 earthquake and tsunami that hit their homeland to pray for the souls who had died. Kei told me of a Buddhist pilgrimage on the island of Shikoku in Japan, where you visit 88 temples. The idea of taking a Buddhist pilgrimage was fascinating. If they have come to us, I reasoned, why not me go to them? And so, 4 years later, seeing my Camino de Santiago pilgrimage, I am in Shikoku and meeting with my Japanese pilgrim friends once again. They are here to introduce me to the sacred journey taking pilgrims to 88 Buddhist temples in the 4 prefectures of the island in the footsteps of Buddhist Monk Kukai, known as Kobo Daishi. I feel excitement and trepidation at the same time, however, as I am about to embark on a spiritual journey outside my Christian upbringing and cultural tradition. Will it satisfy my desire for the exotic and longing of the soul?
I'm very happy to see again to Gian and director, some friends at Camino 4 years later in Japan also. I changed my life after the Camino 2012. It was very hard for me, hard experience for walking 800 kilometers, but now more power and energy and active. So this is good thing for me. So now I can decide. Before I losing any time. I like this, I have many things, but now don't need. And I go this way. I can say decision. I can make decision. So it was good experience for me. So if someone want to go Camino or come to Japan, please do it. I think so. So welcome to Japan also.
The religious practices of these men and women in white robes who have come in prayer are mysterious to me. They honor Kobo Daishi, the monk who founded Shingon Buddhism in Japan. I am dying to understand their meaning and significance and learn the proper etiquette to follow at a temple. Professor David C. Moreton, a renowned expert of the Shikoku pilgrimage route, focuses on the history of Westerners and the pilgrimage, has accepted my request to help in that regard.
So each pilgrim, when they arrive at the main hall and at the Daishi hall, they have a sort of prayer book, and in it are various sutras and prayers that they recite. And one of them is the Hanya Shingyo, the Heart Sutra. You can hear the pilgrims chanting that now. So a lot of pilgrims will use a hat like this, and often covered with a vinyl sheet to protect them from the rain or the snow. And on the hat, on one side, it says Dogyo Ninin, so you're making the pilgrimage with Kobo Daishi. On the other side is a Sanskrit mark. It says Yu, and it means Kobo Daishi. And this mark should always come at the front, so when you put the hat on, it should be like that.
I wanted to be a voyage of discovery and experience. The best way was to look like a traditional Buddhist pilgrim and participate in the religion formalities.
So on the vest that the pilgrims wear, it's called byakue, sometimes also called hakui, on the vest, and on the book that the pilgrims use is often Namu Daishi Henjo Kongo, which can mean great reverence to the master Kobo Daishi. As well, there's also a phrase Dogyo Ninin, which means making the pilgrimage with Kobo Daishi. And the staff that the pilgrims use is believed to be Kobo Daishi himself. So you are actually walking with him. He is supporting you along your journey. You are wearing him, you are traveling with him. He is all around you and watching over you and protecting you.
Shosanji, temple number 1, located in Tokushima Prefecture, is the starting point with Kei, who is my guide for the first week of my journey. Here is where pilgrim pray will complete the 88 visits around the island and have their wishes granted.
私の場合は動機は、大阪で、レッスンやってまして、まあニュクアがベースですけども、でですね、5年前に引退して、息子に全部任してるんです。で、 5年前から私結構あちこち動いてるんですけども、この度全く他の事業をすることができなくなって、それでモチベーションが一気に下がって、でその時はもうやっぱりどう生きるかいうことよ、どう死んでいくか、もう諸行無常のそういう世界おのずと感じられて、それで、突然ではありますけどもこういうお遍路をやらされたいう感じですね。
It feels reassuring having Kei with me. He does all the planning, and as a Japanese, can communicate with the locals. I dread the thought of him leaving shortly, and for the remaining of my journey having to travel alone.
He was also a engineer. He was very, very proficient in civil engineering.
At temple number 10, Buddhist Guru Edward Lee has brought his disciples of Chinese from around the world here to learn about the wisdom of Kobo Daishi.
现在我在日本的四国，这个地方在1200年前，因为四国是死之国，就是地狱之门。在1200年前，日本的佛教界的一代伟人弘法大师空海和尚，在他42岁的时间来了这里。他来了这里之后，目的是封掉地狱之门，使到人类能够得到幸福。他在这里建了88个寺庙，留下88个种子，给他的子孙可以再来这里，能够接受他的智慧。今天1200年后，我带着我108个弟子来到四国88个灵场来修行。大家都可以看到，他们都是年轻人。我们希望能够把佛教的文化能够传到下一代，一代一代把我们伟大的智慧能够传承下来。
Now, a 15-kilometer steep trail to temple number 12, Shosanji, is ahead of us. It climbs and descends 3 mountain ranges, is nicknamed the Pilgrim Downfall.
So as you arrive at each temple, it is important to follow the ritual of worshiping. When you pass through the main gate, you are now entering a sort of sacred space. So it is important first to purify your hands and your mouth. So you pick up a ladle with your right hand, wash your left hand, switch to your left, wash your right hand, switch again, put water in your left hand, drink some, it's up to you though, and then wash the handle and return it. Now you are purified to continue the next step.
Konnichiwa. Yes, I take tall 2 hours. Okay.
Kei reminds me of the signing of his pilgrim book before we leave. Pilgrims take their book to the temple office after finishing worshipping as proof they have visited each temple.
一つは死後の世界っていうのを、信じておられますかということが一つなんです。はい、どうですかね。
私は死んでも何にもない、もうただの本になるだけ、もうだからあの世をこううろうろして天国行くとか、そういうことは一切考えないです。だから私の場合は神様は半信半疑ですよ。
やっぱりこう亡くなられた後は一切無という感じ
無です。ただ神がかり的なことは何回か経験はしてますけれども、それでも神様を頼るとか信じるとか半信半疑ですね。
わかりました。どうもありがとうございます。
答えになってるかどうか。
いえいえ、もう立派な。
If Buddhist people in Japan pray for the souls who have died, what is their belief? I know what Kei believes. After all, he is showing a great devotion to Kobo Daishi. A Buddhist priest at the Muriyako temple in Koyasan explains.
Traditional Buddhist teaching is teaching actually that we are kind of reborn. But what is it? What is reborn? In the context of Japanese Buddhism, Japanese are believing that through passing away, the consciousness achieves enlightenment and becomes Hotoke-sama or Buddha, and enters the Pure Land. This is a common belief here in Japan.
This man offered me a ride to the train station. It is believed that by offering a gift to a pilgrim, one is actually giving to Kobo Daishi. This custom of giving, which has been prevalent for hundreds of years, is an important part of the Shikoku pilgrimage culture. It is called osetai. Having completed the first section, called the Path of Awakening Faith, with my pilgrim friend and guide Kei, I move on alone. I must admit I was taken more by the Japanese culture and adventure than the spiritual aspect of the pilgrimage, while my emotional attachment to it remains elusive. My next section of temples, located in Kochi Prefecture, is called the Path of Religious Discipline.
So after you have purified your hands and your mouth, you come to the bell and you ring it once. Now some of the temples don't have bells. Some of the temples don't want you to ring the bells, and you should not ring the bell when you leave. That is considered bad luck. So you're just here to announce your arrival. Then we go on to the next step.
Now that I am alone, I am beginning to increasingly becoming conscious of myself and able to keep up to my surroundings, such as I experienced on the Camino de Santiago. In the hurry of getting off the train at a small train station, I forgot my walking stick behind. Kobo Daishi, my fellow companion, that's supposed to be walking with me and supporting me along my journey, is no longer with me. Now I am confronted with my own sense of guilt. I found getting on and off a bus or train, my walking stick, to be a real impediment, and confess I had thoughts of getting rid of it. Did Kobo Daishi sense my arrogance and decided it was time to let go of me? Next on the pilgrimage located in the Ain prefecture is called the Path of Enlightenment.
Good.
On the train, to my surprise, I encountered the same pilgrim who greeted me on my way out of a temple gate days ago.
You have been walking quite a bit. That's nice.
Yeah, I'm the same. Yeah.
So at the Hondo, the main hall, and at the Daishi Do, the Kobo Daishi hall, people light a candle and put 3 sticks of incense that represent past, present, and future at each building. Then they place a piece of paper that has their name, their age, and their address, and a wish in a box. And then they will recite the Heart Sutra and other mantras as part of their worship ritual.
Pilgrims pray for the ancestors, for their family, or for themselves. Each of the 88 temples has his own secret chant. I am enchanted by the beauty and serenity of this chant, and feel for the first time a sense of belonging as I go on.
Arigato gozaimasu. Arigato gozaimasu.
I traveled for weeks without meeting or seeing another Westerner on the road. This Australian couple had just completed the route around the Shikoku.
I've always been a very giving and caring person. I started to get a bit burnt out because at times people take. And so when I came to Shikoku, the amount of giving, it brings you to tears each day basically, and you feel so humbled by all the different sorts of people who will come to you in the street and be so kind and give you things that you just need on that particular day. I mean, you can go and buy it yourself, but when you're wearing this outfit, people see what you're doing and they want to support what you do. A man would ride past on a bike and give you oranges. The people of Japan, and especially Shikoku, are just, they'd bring tears to your eyes. We've been so humbled by the experiences that we've had. It's just renewed my faith in human kindness all over again. It's just been amazing.
If only I would have a basic grasp of the language and customs, how much more I would enjoy this journey and show my gratitude to those who have been so kind and generous in helping me along the way.
Arigato.
Today, the majority of Shikoku pilgrims travel by a combination of public or private transportation. Some divide the pilgrimage up in multiple trips. What set this pilgrim apart from all other pilgrims is that he walked the 1,200 kilometers visiting the 88 temples in one time on foot.
私の名前は白井と言います。49日間四国のお遍路を歩きで回って今海の上を和歌山へ向かっています。49日間の歩きで私は大きなものを得ることができました。こんな私が歩いていると四国の人は笑顔で接し、歓迎してお接待をしてくれたりしてとても温かな人の交流を得ることができました。皆さんお大師様を信じ、私が白い服を着ているだけでこのようにご接待をしていただいたわけです。私は歩いていく中でどうしたらこのような人々になれるのか、どうしたらこの恩を返せるのかということを考えながら歩くようになりました。なんとか四国にいる間にこの恩を返したいと思って歩いていましたけど、なかなか返すことができません。ようやく分かりました。これから一生かかって返せばいい。この四国の変動を通じて私はもっと真面目に生きなきゃ、もっと良い人間になろうということを教わるのです。教えられるのであって自分で得得することができました。これから海を越えてお大師様にご挨拶とこのお礼を言いに行くところです。私の人生はこの四国の遍路で少し変わってきました。すごく楽しみな生き方がこれからできると思っています。本当に四国の皆様ありがとうございました。
I am staying overnight at a temple. Taking part in the morning worship is a must. I try to concentrate on the images, the sound of prayer, and smell of incense if I feel any different from attending Mass in my church back home. Having stopped to ask direction to the next temple, this man invited me inside to his home for a cup of tea with his wife and gave me fruit that I shared with another pilgrim on the trail. Now, in the final section of the pilgrimage, in the Kagawa prefecture called the Path of Nirvana, I have a strange feeling. I am not alone, that someone is watching over me. I dare to think it might be Kobo Daishi. Has he forgiven me for leaving behind my walking stick, his symbol, on the train? A fanciful notion, no doubt. Momoko and Yuji have come to visit the few remaining temples on my journey with me. I am eager to hear Yuji, as one of many young Japanese pilgrims that have walked the Camino de Santiago, how he feels about Christianity compared to Buddhism.
キリスト教と仏教は同じではないです。同じではないけど、言うように手を合わしたり祈ったりするっていうで火も使うっていうのはそもそも人間本来のしきたり、長い歴史の中のしきたりでは多分同じだと思います。でその国が違う、島国だから大陸だからっていうそういうところではなくて、なんかもっと人間のその本質的なところっていうのはそんなに何教であろうがっていうのはないような気がする。誰しもその苦しんで悩んで誰かに頼んでほしい、助けてほしいし、神よってなぜ私は助けられてくれてないんだって思うけど、もうそれも仏教もキリスト教もましてイスラム教も変わらないと思う。みんな悩んでるから。でも悩んでるから次の一歩が踏み出せるっていう。悩みがあるっていうのはすごいポジティブなことだと思うから。それのきっかけっていうのはどの宗教でも同じだと思う。
21 days after beginning my pilgrimage, I entered the gate of Okubuji, temple number 88, to perform my last pilgrim rituals of my journey. Having completed my pilgrimage of the 88 temples, I proceed to Mount Koya deep into the mountains of Koyasan, where Kobo Daishi resides, and according to tradition, give him thanks and show my gratitude.
But people actually believe that he is sitting in eternal meditation on the end of the big cemetery here in Koyasan, Okunoin, and meditating and working for the enlightenment of everybody.
Having observed this Buddhist practice on the Shikoku Henro pilgrimage, I came to to conclude that we need something more than the human spirit needs something more than live their ordinary life. And that's what apparently I came to reinforce this sort of thing in my mind. I have to say that it was a tremendous experience. After walking the pilgrimage of the Camino of Santiago and the 88 temples, in the pilgrimage, you delve deep into yourself and find your higher self.
Bonjour. Good. What Camino?
You feel a connection to humanity, to the wonders of nature. The birds are singing, and this trail is fantastic. And feel connected to the magnificence of the unknown.
Oh